Welcome back, everybody. It's an honor to bring this next interview to you. This is Gunther's Garagery. So, like, comment, and subscribe to Gunther's Garagery. He was an absolute blessing on Poverty Tour to multiple people, and we could not have gotten the USS Van build done without him. So, go check him out and give him a thumbs up. This is the one and only Jay from Gunther's Garagery.
Right, correct.
And we're here because of God's grace and because of a whole lot of things that have happened up to this point.
A lot of really good fellowship.
In the last, less than 75 days?
Yeah.
So what led you to end up coming on Poverty Tour? Start there.
Well, I love the idea. My wife and I had gone on the Power Tour in 2022 in our 74 Chrysler LeBaron, and we made the whole trip. It was amazing. We enjoyed ourselves, and then a couple years later, I've been watching Dalton. So when Dalton put up this idea of, hey, let's do an anti-power tour, basically a power tour for the people, and the premise is, hey, bring your junk. We're not interested. You can bring your high-end stuff, but we're really interested in the guys who are working on their junk, get it up and running and going. So I was going to take the 74 Chrysler, and 5 miles away from my house, leaving the morning to go to Joplin, the transmission slip yoke jettisoned and left the chat. So
fully gone.
Fully gone. I had to have it towed home, and so then I put everything from the Chrysler into my truck. We call him Eli, because Saint Eli is the patron saint of mechanics and broken down vehicles. So we named him that on the Poverty Tour. So why did I go on the Poverty Tour? Well, I just wanted to experience something with people that I thought I would get along with, and I was able to help a lot of people. It was really cool, and I got to help you.
Absolutely, a whole lot.
We met on the first day, and not many of us knew each other, but by the time, I know you had to leave because of an emergency, but by the time the Poverty Tour was over, we became friends, and reaching out to people and just keeping in communication. I was in South Carolina a couple weeks ago, and I met up with my buddy Eric. I helped them with their 63 Oldsmobile.
Okay, yep.
So I kept up with them, and I met them for dinner one night, and that was great. But this is pretty cool.
This is amazing the way this has worked out.
We've got just a handful of people, and I'll tell you, I've been doing the cooking. I haven't really been doing a lot of wrenching, but the van is coming out amazing.
It is.
So
if you guys didn't know, he is the reason that we're all not starving to death, because he brought a full kitchen. It is feeding at least a dozen people.
Yep. Morning, noon, and night. So we just got done with biscuits and gravy.
That's right.
For lunch today, we'll have a bratwurst bar.
All right.
And then I've already got the smoker going. Tonight we're gonna have barbecue, brisket, pulled pork, short ribs. It's gonna be good. I still need to go get some coleslaw and tater salad, but we're gonna have a really good dinner tonight.
So back to the tour and the friendships that have been built. There has been so much trust built between so many people in such a short amount of time.
Sure.
So that is really what has led to everybody even being able to be out here, because
this man is trusting us with an undisclosed location on his family property, and we're here to support him, to support whomever is going to get this van. But the camaraderie is great. When we realize that we're pretty close together, I'm in the middle of Missouri, you're on the eastern side of Missouri.
Yep.
Hey, we're gonna have to get together and do some stuff, and then lo and behold, here we are
already. Yeah. If somebody had never been on Poverty Tour, what's the number one thing you would tell them about going or making a decision, or what they should do?
So, number one, make sure your vehicle can make it. There will be people along the way that will help. You should see the previous videos on the Poverty Tour with Ray and his oil pan and various other people. Make sure your vehicle can make it. Like I said, my transmission yoke snapped when I left home, but there'll be people to help. Number two, keep an open mind. be willing to talk to people you may have never met before. Just be open to having a bond with people. And 99.9% of the time, they're gonna have something in common with you, because car guy, and then that's the baseline. But then we start talking about other things in common. You really start to get to know people. I was talking with Big Mike last night. He and I have had some similar stories. Talking with John, he and I have had some similar stories. And it's on the surface, you meet people and it's kind of just generalized, but when you really start to spend time with people working toward a collective goal, and this collective goal is this van for a homeless veteran, you really form that bond, and I'm sure after this weekend, I think we're already talking about the next time we'll be doing this. No details yet, but this may happen
Stay
again.
tuned.
Yeah, no kidding. So the poverty tour, it's a bunch of people who are like-minded and love cars, and to be quite honest, like to goof around.
Yeah.
Have fun.
There's a little bit of goofing around. So you guys should know that Jay is the only reason that the Frank the K roller got to run down the track, because we went out with no plans other than to let's see if we can do this, and showed up with sleeping bags, and by his grace alone, is the only reason that we were able to run. We got to the track and we thought we might get turned around at the front gate and start headed home, but we got in thanks to Chad and Whiskey Gas Garage. We were the pit crew, and he had our credentials, of course. So then we get in there and Jay walks over to me and he says, "Hey, you're going racing, go to the front gate and pick up your envelope." So
Yeah.
that was a huge blessing. And
Because I had bought that package for the Chrysler, because I wanted to go down the track in the Chrysler. Of course, that didn't happen. So here I am with this unused ticket, and Jim's like, "Hey man, anybody that's got a ticket?" I'm like, "Here you go."
here's your golden ticket.
That's another, I'm not going to say coincidence. My wife told me that even though I was very disappointed that I didn't get to take the Chrysler, I was going to be fulfilled in some other way.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
I went from just driving a vehicle to being a support person. I think I helped 5 different people along the way, broken down or whatever, and
Yep.
I was able to get them to where they needed to be, met some lifelong friends. And so, yeah, I was fulfilled, I think, in a much deeper manner, because I was able to pour out me to help people,
All right.
And I love helping people, and apparently I like cooking for people too.
Chef status, absolutely. All right. Oh, you got any closing points or anything you want to tell the people?
Subscribe. He's starting his channel. Subscribe. I've got one out there too. I don't have a lot on it. I do a lot of the behind the scenes stuff,
Yes, sir.
So that's kind of who I am and where I am. But I do have a channel. It's called Gunther's Garagery. And I would say my last thought is, if you have an opportunity to reach out and help somebody, don't expect anything returned, but you will reap the benefits in different and more powerful ways.
You'll be blessed.
Yep.
All right.
Peace.